All right, everybody. I want to thank you again for tuning in to the Book of Shadows YouTube channel. It is a rainy Friday morning, and I wanted to bring a message today. And I wanted to start with sharing a story, actually, about something that happened or an experience that I had a few nights ago. And it was this sort of mystical, powerful, sort of spiritual experience that I had. And I was sleeping out on the porch, and it was a cloudy night. It was sort of windy, and these clouds were kind of rolling overhead, sort of passing through. And I was thinking about life and death and the cycles of what we go through. And it kind of makes sense to me that clouds are like spirits, really. Like that system of the rain cycle or the precipitation cycle, the water cycle, is like the cycle of life, of spirit on earth. We're born from water. We come up through, and in our lives we are sort of vaporized, turned into something, alchemized into something higher. And we gather at the clouds. We gather at this point. Right now, we're gathered at a certain point, spiritually. And it kind of made sense to me that spirits of our ancestors who are still with us on earth gather themselves at in these cloud systems and are reabsorbed into the life cycle of earth. Does that make sense? I mean, is that crazy that the spirits of the dead are still with us? Because it kind of makes sense to me. And I'm saying that, and I'm telling the story, and I know it seems sort of fanciful, but I mean, not everyone has passed on. Everything is still here with us now. One of the problems we face in today's world is this denial of the spiritual realm. That so many people, if they heard what I just said, they would say, "You're crazy. That's insane." We've become so locked into our own experience and our own self, this consciousness, this physical consciousness, that we haven't really left any room for the spiritual nature of reality to emerge. But we have to remember that this experience in this consciousness is like a temporary game that we're playing. And the real reality and the real substance of this reality is spiritual. We have a visitor. The forms dancing before our eyes in these games and these scripts running in our minds are projections of the great light. And we've become so lost in our projections that we forget that we're the projector. That before all this money, this time, these jobs, these cars, these houses, these streets, these families, these billions and billions of beings, there was you. There was light, eternal, limitless, pure thought, pure consciousness. And I think the story goes that at some point that this light, this consciousness that you had, it decided to descend from on high, to separate from everything it knows, and to have an experience on earth. And so we've all gone through these lessons and these experiences in different sectors of the cosmos. And we've come closer and closer to our true source, and we've learned more and more about who we are and the light that is inside of us. And we've had to shine it on all sorts of darkness to help ourselves and help our loved ones get through the nightmares and to recover from the things that we've gone through, the things we're still going through. People are still hurting, you know? And it's like this earth is a great school. And I think there's hope in knowing that you can graduate from this planet. Meaning you've learned all the lessons and you've mastered this existence enough to take control of the reins of your destiny and ride the electric stallion of your life spirit to the beyond, far from the reach of any evil and darkness that still does cover this planetary system. You know? It's hard for people out here. It's a nightmare for people out here. Like I said, it's a school, it's a lesson. There's a reason for everything. So we can't lose hope. And I truly think the most powerful, deepest lesson, the most meaningful lesson that this earth has to teach us is death. It's everywhere. We're so afraid of it. No one wants to talk about it. But it's the door we all have to take. It's the road we are all bound to travel at some point. And when you look at life through the lens of death, when you can understand that you are mortal, a clarity begins to dawn. You can get back to the source that you left. You're now seeing life through the clearest possible scope. You're not seeing it through the kaleidoscope of chaos and confusion that you can get lost in with the worldly consciousness. But now, your life is now ordered through the awakening and the activation of your own consciousness, because you know, I'm going to leave here at some point. I'm going to leave this all behind. Because this is about reclaiming yourself. We have to reclaim ourselves from death, from the ways of life that have ground down and sickened us. And we've fooled ourselves in this world by the ignorance of our own spiritual nature, of not seeking life beyond death. We've accepted death as a solution to the problems of life. And people aren't really alive. The dead are mourning the living because we've lost our spirit. People have lost their spirit. They've lost their soul. That can happen in this world. And if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will. I mean, it should. That's terrifying. People are asleep. We need to wake ourselves up. And I was having a hard time sleeping last night, and because I was the fireworks. It was the 4th of July. What a stupid tradition. Just an excuse for adults to get drunk and light off a bunch of explosives for entertainment. I mean, we're celebrating war. We're celebrating the fact that this country was founded by warmongers. It's a celebration of ignorance. But I was thinking about what a nightmare life can become for people who are sensitive, people with a spiritual awareness, people who have kind hearts and live openly from their hearts. Because there's a lot of heartlessness in today's world. Good people suffer in this life. People can become disheartened and dispirited in this world. And if you think I'm being dramatic, people kill themselves every day. There's a chance that when I started this video, when I started talking to now, that someone has ended their life on this planet. Intentionally. That's scary. We can't act like there's not a real problem with the mode of living that we've subscribed ourselves to. Unsubscribe. Plug out. This isn't you. Wake up, you're dying. They're killing you. And yeah, it's scary. It's scary to face this alone, to face a nightmare alone. But that's why looking through the lens of death is so powerful, because you do go out alone, by yourself, holding only light, the love you know, the magic and the spirit that is within you. It'll carry you home. That's death. That's the end. But this is life. This is the beginning. So are you ready to die? And I won't lie, I've had experiences in meditation and being in nature when I'm thinking about exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm like, yep, I'm ready. Take me out. I'm good. I want to go home. I don't want to play this game anymore. It only hurts me. I don't gain anything from this. This world only takes. People only take. They don't give. But when I'm in those states, I can do that because I'm connected to my light body. So I know where I'm going. But I can't go home yet. I've got things to do. I'm here for a reason. You're here for a reason. So I'm not going to let the darkness take me just yet. And death is the ultimate darkness in this life. There's all other forms of it, but it is the one true enemy. And it's not even the enemy. So there are no enemies. Except for ignorance. But once you've mastered that, if that's the most powerful darkness that exists, and it is, if you can master that, then everything else falls away. And you know what you really need to worry about, what really matters, what really troubles you. And you know that these troubles will fade, this pain will fade, and only the light will remain. So pass through the nightmare, pass through the sorrow of dying, and find the world of living. That's a beautiful world. That's a peaceful world. That's where the trees are right now. That's where the birds are right now, singing. That's where my cat is. She's having a nap. She's dreaming right now. That's where the waves in the ocean, and the stars that shine on the water, and the sun and the moon, that's where they are. That's good company to be in. But most people aren't there. This is the world of the dying. People aren't alive here. That's scary. And that's sad. But it's just more fuel for the fire. More reason to say, oh, okay, I don't want to end up like that. I don't want to fall into this trap, this nightmare that people are living in because of their own ignorance. So I want to wish everyone a lovely day. And go claim your existence. Enjoy your life. Do what makes you happy. Let your soul breathe.